So I think we are continuing to the love and respect topic last time. We covered about how you have to become a loving man, like a loving husband. Okay, because the mother tongue of wife is love, right? So today we'll talk about how you have to be a respectful woman because the mother tongue of husband is respect. Okay.
So, little exercise to all of us then. Last week we covered for the husbands. Let's do what exercise needs to be practiced by the women. The first thing is we want to talk something called as chairs. So last week we spoke something called as couple. We expanded couple. Now we'll expand something called as chairs. And I'll start the first one, which says conquest. And when we see conquest, actually men identify themselves with what they do. So the moment a man and a man meet, they first say, what do you do? And they usually find pride and respect in that. So when we encourage them and support them to win or conquer the challenges of the world, of their own world, it could be they want to work something out and achieve it, we need to respect it than putting them down. So we need to support and appreciate, be thankful, because he is the one who is getting you what you want, for your shopping or for all the love around or anything that you want. He is doing so much for you, so you need to be thankful what he does. So you need to be his cheerleader. So this reminded me of the song Cheerleader as well. Right after the session, you can as well go and listen to this song. This makes all the sense for conquest.
Yeah. So coming to the next one, chair, H. I saw he talks about author talks about hierarchy. So that means like see, men we like to protect our family and we like to provide whatever the family requires. Okay. So usually in the previous generation, usually the men go work and women stay home. But if you see in current generation, it's like dual income household, like both husband and wife work. So, and wife likes to see husband equally, just slightly, not above, not below. It's like just equally. Okay, so in this case, like submission of wife towards husband, it may feel outdated or little old-fashioned. But the wife wants to be treated as a princess, but sometimes they don't treat their husband as a king. Okay, so in that case, yeah, like we have to check that one. And one more thing is. If you see the soul of a husband, right? The very soul of a husband, if you see it, they want to protect and provide, as I mentioned earlier. So I think the wife has to respect, I mean, appreciate the desire of husband to provide and protect. So if you see, we had some movie called Drishyam, right? It came in all the languages, and no wonder it was a hit in all the languages. So the author talks about this story. Okay, there was this one couple which they built a new home, and it was very good. So their friends wanted to visit as a couple as well to see the beautiful home. So this couple took the visitors home and they were showing the kitchen, veranda, bedroom, all these things. So once she finished showing the entire home, the visitor's wife was like to her husband, I think you have to get a second job. Okay, so do you think this statement would have be correct in that position? See, the man's thing is to be the like head of the family or headship, and he's very vulnerable to criticism or sarcasm when it comes to that aspect. So we need to be very careful in that thing.
Continuing to what Karthik said, it is hierarchy and this leads to authority. So that's the third one, authority. So this is very sensitive. When we speak about authority, like he said, now with the growing generation, we are all equal. So the women also are good enough to take good, are versatile enough to take good decisions. When there is equality between both of them, then there is a short conflict. Be it whatever the topic is, the conflict is going to happen. But when we handle it with love and respect equally, women of late have this new thing called feminist, and if we put out the feminist character of ours and say, what, even I do everything and I can take care of it, that's when it triggers him and he feels it disrespectful. So basically, if we handle it with respect, that becomes a magnet for him to come back to us, with love. So basically, if the conflict is dealt with while making a decision or taking an authority, if it is dealt in the most possible best manner, then there's more creative answers to come out rather than taking an opinion of yours or mine. We can come up with a, with the harmony, we can come up with a more beautiful idea, and this also leads to more creative stuffs coming out of our mind. This actually, this respectful behavior, like I said, is a magnet for our love. So when you give respect, the love becomes automatic.
So coming to the next one, I stands for insight. Okay, so men are very good in providing counseling or doing any analysis, right? So author talks about it, another story. So this wife, right? She never respects her husband, and she always tries to make fun of him in his back, at his back. So okay, she always try to kindle something like that, right? So once she thought, okay, let me visit my husband in office. So she calls him, and the husband tells, okay, come over. So when she reaches, he'll be little busy. So he tells her, okay, why don't you sit down for wait for some time. So when she was sitting down there and seeing, she saw some surprises in the sense, people, co-workers were respecting her husband. So she was like little surprised, and even his own that husband's own secretary, she was pretty secretary, she was also respecting him. And there was another old man who is older than this guy in age. He was reporting to this guy, and he was also respecting him. So this lady was very anxious, and she came back home, and she was like kind of crying. Then she will not know that the husband is being respected so much in office. Then it is like the reason she was not respecting that husband at home is she never wanted him to be the way she wanted him to be. Okay, she never wanted him the way she wanted him to be. Why he did was like that, because he was not getting that respect what he was getting in office. He was not getting the same respect at home. That is the reason he was not like that. And she thought, okay, there is nothing much to learn from him. It's a little wisdom what he has, because she thought, okay, as she was also telling, like is the wife taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, getting them right. So she thought, okay, there's nothing much to learn from him, and she was a little arrogant in that aspect. Okay, so I think she that's what she was realizing. And it's true that women have very good intention, I mean intuition also, which men has to listen. And also at the same time, men have very good analysis skills. And see, because women are also having blind spots, for which men's counseling and insights will also come into picture. It will definitely help women in that way. So you see what you have to do, like some points what the author talks about. You thank him for his advice without acting insulted or like he doesn't care about your feelings. Okay, you recognize his problem solving approach. Okay, you counsel him respectfully when you differ with his ideas. Okay, you can be right but wrong at the top of your voice. Okay, you sometimes let him fix things and upload his solutions. Okay, you let him know that you believe God has made us male female for a purpose and that we need each other.
Right. So much of intimacy in this. Okay. So, love is something that we women are, we don't need practice. We can just give it like tons of love to the men. But we need to practice respect, because men spell love as respect. So for them, love is actually respect. And the best part is something that I go through almost every weekend is giving him a shoulder to shoulder friendship. That is a relationship that they look for. They always don't see spouse in you, but they also see a friend in you. So it's like sometimes what happens, he wants to watch a movie. I'm not a movie person. He wants to watch a lot of movies, and I will not be in that mood, but he wants me to be there. I'm like, we are not even talking. Why do I have to be there? No. But me being there comforts him. When he is comfortable, he's definitely going to give me love. So I end up sleeping most of the times, but I'm there next to him. So he feels nice that, okay, when he actually asked me to be there, I'm there. So author also spoke something similar, and the guy is in the room reading his newspaper, and the woman is doing her chores in the kitchen. He calls her loudly, come, come, come. She'll ask, okay, what? Then he's like, please sit here. And he continues to read his newspaper. And she looks at him for 2 minutes and she asks, okay, so what happened is, and she starts talking her own story. He's like, I don't want you to talk. I only want you to sit here. She's like, when you're not even talking, why do you want me to be here? We women can't keep quiet, but the men want our, want our presence around. That makes them feel more confident and more, you know, they feel more contented, and they're complete, they're satisfied. So basically we were speaking about something called as pink sunglasses and blue sunglasses in our first session. So if we speak, I mean, if we react with our pink sunglasses and the pink hearing aids, the blue sunglasses and blue hearing aids will definitely misrepresent the whole concept, and they decode everything wrong. So that's where we'll have to know the gap of what the man is looking for and react and respect it. Because the first thing you need to do is thank him for what he's doing, because whatever he's doing today is for you and your future generations to come. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was a lot of content to digest. So before we end, so we'll try to summarize and give a small story. So chair, I think the last one is a physical intimacy, which the men also needs. So to recap, C stands for
Conquest.
H stands for hierarchy, provide and protect the family.
Authority.
And I stands for insight.
And relationship, give a shoulder to shoulder friendship to your husband.
Okay, so I think this was so much of content. Even I forgot few points while telling. So yeah,
so there's a small assignment to all the women. If your wives are not here, make sure you're giving them this quote or giving them the clipping of this video. They need to do a respect test with you. So women, whatever you find very respectful of your husband, make sure you're conveying that message to your husband, writing or verbally, whatever it is, and see the magic. It just is beautiful, and it's like you get that love that you're wanting for. So make sure that you convey the message that you really, really respect them. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the respect test implementation today. So what she implemented today morning, as soon as I woke up, I saw my laptop, something was there. I was thinking, what is this? Okay, so I'm very happy that she implemented it. And yeah, like to end this respect test story, I think author talks about this lady who actually implements the same respect test to her husband. It was like a breakthrough in her marriage. Once she did the respect test, and the husband was like, okay, come, I'll take your family for dinner. Let's go for a dinner. Then she was like, no, let's do a rain check because the kids have exam. We'll go some other day. So he was like, okay, fine, no problem. Then after 10 minutes, she saw him cooking in the kitchen. She has never seen her husband asking her to, okay, we'll go for dinner. She has never seen him, and she has never seen him cooking also. What made him to do this? Okay, it's the outcome of a respect test. This is one of the testimonials which author talks about. So okay, yeah, this is what we wanted to share. Let's learn, let's really re-listen to this, and let's implement, and let's grow together.
Actually, I have asked him, so I gave him the respect, so I have asked him to take me on a date. I don't know when that's going to ever happen. So
thank
yes.
you. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Karthik Sana. And I think you have helped so many people. People have not brought their spouse. At least get the recording clip from Karthik Sana last week's and this week's. In fact, while you were speaking, I got so many responses, privately also. Kiran, what is the book? What is which book is this? And do they have other aspect of it or not? So please, take your clipping, record it, and put it in the book club group. Everyone needs it. Let everyone listen and have great relationships. Thank you so much.
Sharing.
Wonderful.